Whew. Hey, hey. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. I trust that anyone who watches this will find some sort of clarity, will find, be moved or encouraged by something that I have to share. Something that's been coming up quite often. First of all, for those of you who may not know, who may be a new viewer, because I'm attracting, new viewers, right? So as I am doing that, and with me attracting new viewers, new fresh community, I would say this. My name is Arlene. I'm the family alchemist with Reclaiming Our Throne, um, where our vision and our motto is a village designed with the youth in mind. And what that means is being able to heal and cultivate families who may have been experiencing some sort of imbalances, right, within their family lineage. And my goal is to attract and to be able to be a beacon of light to those families who know that stuff ain't right, may not know how to go about it, or do know how to go about it, but they're really walking in that power. So as the description reads, I've been hearing this word rejection for like the last week. And when you don't listen, spirit will continuously like make these things pop out to you. And with me, I am a homeschool educator, right? I've always been an educator, always been a teacher, and I just last year started taking my teaching to Liberated Minds Homeschool University. And with me working with the scholars and figuring out the lesson plan back in this summer, I know what it is, that the path that I am taking them, right? But the word rejection has been coming up a lot lately, and it just took me to a space of how, again, there are a lot of things within our family lineages and stuff that we don't talk about often, right? We don't talk about often, and rejection is one. I know for me growing up, and a lot of people who may have grew up in similar backgrounds, rejection was not. Let me say this: a lot of things were talked about, but they were said with no context. So maybe these conversations did come up, but there was no understanding. There was no backing up as to why. Right? We were just taught very surface level when it came to certain things, instead of giving actual context of the who's, the whys, the where's, the whens, the et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? So when you think about rejection, right, it's been coming up a lot lately because I've just being transparent. I was at a space of not feeling worthy and not feeling like I was deserving, or, not feeling like I was good enough because of rejection coming up. And there's a multitude of things that I am like very great at, right? But when it came to the support of my family, right, the people that I was born into, or even some of the friends that I considered to be close friends at that time, when it came to me sharing these things and, you know, expressing these things, there was a lot of rejection. You want to do that? Girl, you can't do that. A lot of these different things that were being said. So it took my dream from being here to here, because I wasn't in the mind frame of being, of first of all, not taking things personal, not placing my validation in other people's hands, right? So that was a lot of great work that I had to do, right, within myself internally, and to realize that it's not them, it's me. People can do and they can say whatever, but it's how does the saying go? It's not what they call you, is what you answer to, right? They could say these things, but does that make it true? Like, how do you feel about yourself? So with all of that, I just really wish that the sun was hitting where I wanted it to hit because the sun is really like it's setting and it's like giving me this beautiful vibe right now. But anyways, so when it comes to rejection, there's a multitude of rejections that we face in life, whether it's applying for a job and we don't get that job, whether it's the person that we want to talk to may not be interested, um, rejection within our families, rejection within all sorts of relationships and things and places. And I've been sitting, and these things that I had forgotten about have been replaying within my mind. And I'm like, oh, I forgot about that. So I think that it is definitely imperative amongst the long list of things that we should be teaching to our youth. Like rejection is definitely one. Um, when I think of the young males, I think of how important it is for them to know how to properly handle rejection, because I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who has experienced someone trying to catcall or someone trying to holler, and you tell them no, you're not interested, and then you turn into every name in the book, right? That is a unhealthy form of rejection, of realizing that baby, everybody's not going to want to talk to you, and that's okay. But do you need to step outside of yourself, or maybe that may be you, stay within yourself and to start to downplay that person or to talk about that person or to be in this space of just yuckiness, like disgusting. Like you turn it. At first, you was trying to holler, you was trying to hit the skins, right? But then you see, I'm not interested, and then I'm every name. I'm you just turn into this actual monster, right? There's form of rejections of not feeling accepted by your family, right? You wanted to have this connection with your parents or your loved ones, but you don't get that. And then you start to internalize that. Am I not good enough? Why don't they love me? There's a lot of different things that could come into play when it comes to that. um I think of young children, because I've been seeing this a lot when I take my kids to the park and I see, right? So we take the kids to the park, they're doing their thing, but then you have that one child that just feels that everything belongs to them. And I know a few in my family, right? It doesn't matter if it's not theirs. It doesn't matter if they just got there, whatever the case may be. But in the presence of being at other people, they just feel that they're supposed to get everything. And that those entitled children turn into entitled adults who feel that everything is supposed to go their way. But the reality is that's not really how life operates. So it's important to instill into our children at younger ages that that's not how this place is going to work. Now, you don't want to be thinking from a thought form, or you don't want to be in a lack mindset. But the reality of the situation is that sometimes everything is not going to go your way, right? That's just the reality. Sometimes you are not going to get everything that it is that you desire and that you require, right? Just because you think that you're supposed to. Because if you know, like I know, that how does the saying go? God's rejection is for your protection. And oftentimes you'll be sitting there feeling like you're not worthy because you want this job so bad, right? You want this job. Hey, I'm qualified. This is my thing. I'm supposed to be here, right? But then you don't get it. But then you don't even know the background stuff that is happening that is keeping you from not even be able to get the job, right? So there's beauty in all of that, right? You feeling sad because the guy that you wanted didn't want you. He wanted the little floozy round the way or whatever, but not realizing that behind closed doors he is abusive, he is manipulative, he is emotionally abusive, physically abusive. Those are very low vibrational instances, right? But it's just sometimes that's just how life is. Even if it's not to that extent, what is for you will not miss you. And we have to get out of this, because I had to do a lot of work with this. I had to really sit with my shit, sit with myself, have that come to Jesus moment, and realize that, you know what? It's not for me. It's not meant. And it doesn't, like I tell my children, hey, it's delayed, but it's never denied. You may not get that toy that you desire right now. Doesn't mean it's not coming. Baby, maybe something better is coming. Maybe something greater is coming. So don't be in the space of, oh, woe is me and it's the end of the world because you don't get what it is that you assume that you get. Because yes, we determine how our movie is going to play out, but like there is somebody behind the scenes that's far greater that is actually controlling the show. So yes, we are the author and the writers, the directors. We're the casting managers and all of that. But at the same time, we work and operate in a movie in the grand scheme of the things where there is someone else, like I said, that is far more ordained than we are, that is operating and always working and conspiring for our greatest good. So to anyone who may be experiencing rejection, do not take it personal. That's a part of the four agreements. Don't take it personal. Don't take it personal, baby. Don't take it personal. I know sometimes we get stuck. We just feel like that is for me. That has to be for me. But the reality is, what is for you will not miss you. And it's important to instill that into the youth at younger ages because we won't have these adults feeling like their life is falling apart, right? Feeling like it's the end of the world because something that they thought they wanted, they didn't get. So now they feel that they are less than, right? When actually you are more than enough. It's just that have you put yourself in alignment to receive that thing? Is that even what you really want? So know that you are more than enough. You are more than worthy. Rely on yourself for your validation. That internal validation supersedes far more anything that anyone else may bring, right? Because I can honestly say that I have stopped myself on a multitude of occasions, because of the opinions and thoughts of others, because I was still operating and seeking outside counsel when when it was within me all along. So, yeah, that's just pretty much it. Tap into yourself, know that you are worthy. Don't take these things personal. Get in the mindset of really accepting, believing, and knowing that what is for you will not miss you. Everything that you will receive, it's coming for you, baby. It's coming for you. And it's going to be so much greater than what you ever expected. Because in a certain sense, you're probably still thinking when you deserve the world, right? So it's a point of, just knowing that you are worthy, you are deserving. And again, how does that saying go? It sounds cliche, but rejection is God's, you know what I'm saying? God's protection. Know that there is something far more greater out there. Sit with yourself long enough to get to the roots of why you even feel a certain way about rejection anyway, right? Why are you moved? Where was the first instance in your life where you felt rejected, where you didn't feel like you were good enough, right? Once you're able to sit and assess these things, you will see the roots. And then you will see that that's not even something that you really even need to be worried about. Release that. Don't let that weigh you down. Don't let that sit on your don't let that sit on your spirit. Don't let that sit on your heart. Don't sit and do like I did and be sitting there for just wasting away, like really wasting away because you felt that you weren't good enough. How to check in with your IGS, right? Journaling, being mindful of the thoughts that are coming to your mind, paying attention to your body, because the signs are always there. It's just the point of if we're really paying attention. Get a routine or get connected with your team and with your mind, your body, and your spirit to know how do you receive divine um, connection? What works for you, right? What works for you? Do you hear songs? Do you get actual feelings within your body? Do you see stuff on billboards? Like, get in the groove of feeling who you are. So when there's oftentimes there's a lot of signs that are there that we ignore, that we shouldn't be trying to go after a certain thing, but we go for it anyway because we're not paying attention to the signs. So figure out how does spirit and God speak to you, right? And get into a space of knowing, like really trusting and tapping into that divine connection. Not thinking that anything is a coincidence, not thinking that it's too far fetched, right? You want to know what's crazy is that we'll watch movies and we'll think, man, that was a good movie. Like, but that can't happen in real life. How come it can't? Why can't stuff be like that? Right? How come it can't? So in order to not become a victim of your rejection, you have to first change your mind frame. Get to the root of why is this not proven to be for me, right? How do I move past this feeling? Get to the roots of why are you afraid of rejection anyway? Because a lot of people don't go after the things that they desire because of that fear of rejection. I've been there. Because you just automatically set it up to fail before it even do anything, right? It's definitely time for us to stop standing in our own way. God is waiting on us at the door. God is waiting on us to show all the way up, right? And we're still playing. So I'm going to get into some cards. Spirit prompted me. I got a fresh start. You see that? It's time for a fresh start, baby. Listen, you're being given the opportunity to begin again. Allow yourself to embrace this new life and open up fully to this gift that you've been given. The gift is what? The present. The gift that you've been given was that rejection. Probably with the job, so you can stop playing with yourself, stop playing with your gifts, stop playing with your talents, and go and apply yourself to your dreams. Listen, this place is falling. Babylon, Rome has fallen, right? So I've been telling people, and that's why I work with the children, and getting them to be comfortable with leaning into their gifts and their talents, right? Open up. You're being asked to open your heart to another. Let down your walls and trust that what they want is best for you. Your life will open up in wonderful ways once you decide to open up. It might need to open up to your team. You might need to open up to yourself. Find somebody that you really trust. Somebody who's not going to give you that hateration energy, that low vibration energy. You got to find someone who is on the same frequency, who's going to hold and have the same amount of excitement that you're going to have for yourself, right? And open up. So they can give you that push that you need in order to stop bullshitting with yourself, right? It's always important to have those people around. You could tell the people who don't really be clapping for you and rooting for you. That's a form of rejection. And guess what? That's where you need to exit stage left. In this season, we're only going to be where we are celebrated. Pay attention. You're being asked to pay extra close attention to the signs you're being given, both the subtle ones and the ones that can't be missed. These signs will help you see how best to move forward in order to live your best life. What did I just say? Pay attention. Tap into what works for you. How do you feel? Right? What nudges, what promptings, when you get that little voice, are you shutting that voice down because you're used to having the volume down on it? Time to pay attention. See how you start to feel within your body, whether it's said a subtle one or the ones that can't be missed. Don't think it's a coincidence. Pay attention, trust and believe, and know that you are divinely guided. You are divinely protected out here in these streets, okay? There is great beauty in trusting yourself. A lot of us have, since birth, have been taught to not to trust ourselves and rely on our intuition. And it's the point of us getting back to that, right? Building that relationship. Oh, Lord. Listen, you're being asked to listen to your inner voice. It's been guiding you to do something or say something. It's time to act on this wisdom. What I just said. Somebody may be needing to let that job go and walk fully in their purpose. Somebody may be needing to let that relationship go, whatever it is. We often get relationship mixed with just sexual relationships, but any sort of relationship. It's time to listen to that inner guidance. I literally just said that. Pay attention. Open up. Give. One of the best feelings we can experience is giving to others. When we do so, we feel lifted up and our lives improve greatly because of someone else's happiness. Think of one way you can give to another today. Sometimes it's those moments where when we have to show up for people who, like I said, their happiness. Not for those people who have continuously showed you that the relationship is not reciprocal. But in that midst of you being there for somebody and giving, whether it's lending an ear, you know, whether it's, offering somebody a ride, giving somebody some change, whatever it is, right? When you are able to be in a space of giving, you don't know how that sets you up for your next blessing. A lot of people be so tight and be so just not wanting to be in a space of not giving because of the lack mentality, or assuming that we know someone's background or whatever the case, that you never know what type of wise counsel that person might have for you. I just heard giving somebody your grocery cart at the grocery store. You never know what type of um, divine insight, what type of angel this person is, right? So be in a space of giving and it's opening up. Hey, and you never know. I just looked at open up. The person that you were meant to give may be the person that you need to open up to. Once you open up to that person, then guess what? Your life will open up in wonderful ways once you decide to open up. We have bravery. You're being asked to make a tough decision that you've been putting off because of fear, which is understandable. But you do have the strength and bravery to make this decision, and you will feel so much lighter when you do. Listen, brave. You see the fifth? It's like we standing on business. I just heard we are standing on business. You can do it afraid. Just do it. Do it like Nike said. You don't ask for another card. Again, thank you. If you happen to watch, please, if this resonates, if you get to this point, leave your girls some info in the chat, a comment on it. Let me know how you like it. Subscribe to the channel. Share the video. You're being asked to let go of whatever pain and resentment you've been holding on to. It's hurting you. And you can't fully be present in your life if you're holding on to this negativity. Release it and be free. What are we talking about? What are we? I don't know why I'm still acting like I can't get the camera lens. What are we talking about? What is the main thing that we are talking about? Rejection. You're being asked to let go of whatever pain and resentment, right? Once that stuff sits long enough, it turns into anger, then it turns into something deeper, resentment. Whatever it is that you were clinging to and holding on to, is you see that? You're supposed to be that bird. You're supposed to fly free, right? Or that could be you releasing your burdens and letting it go. We no longer have to suffer. Now, at this point, I'm going to just say it like this. Because everyone has the same 12 hours in a day, 12 hours in a night to show up for themselves, right? So if at this point that you are still finding yourself in this space of hurt, grief, pain, it is because you are choosing it. You are choosing it. All you have to do is let go and release. And I speak to myself too when I say that, because I'm definitely not perfect, right? Release that negativity. Release that idea of thinking I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough. Release all of that, because it's not real. It is an illusion. It is an illusion that has been placed there from a young, and has been repeatedly just um tended to, versus, you know, getting to the bottom of it and releasing it. Right? So you've allowed that rotten plant to grow, and it's time to dig that shit up and let it go. Elsa, it. Let it go. Let it go. I'm not doing all that. Uno más. I think I said that last time, but one more. Then we're going to pull an intuition card. Speak. What are you not saying that's eating you up inside? You can't keep this in forever. It's time to let it out so you can move on and be happy. Don't worry. Girl, get your life together. Be happy. Don't worry. Be happy. In order for us to get past the shit, we have to acknowledge that the fact that it's a problem. We have to acknowledge that it's something that is bothering us. We have to acknowledge that it is there. What did I say? Go to be brave. Be brave about what has happened. Face them demons, right? Them demons are not some scary little horn-headed things, or them demons are them things that keep you stuck. Them things that keep you stagnant, them things that keep you from growing, them things that keep you from progressing. Those are the demons. You got to be brave to tackle that shit so you could speak up for yourself. Say, hey, this is bothering me. Ask for it to be revealed to you on what it is that is weighing you down if you don't know. And I guarantee with patience, you will receive an answer. Right? With great patience, with grave patience, you will receive an answer. And speak up. This is bothering me. When I was 3, this happened. I am over this. I don't want to carry this anymore. Yesterday, I had to have a great moment of surrender, right? A great, great moment of surrender, because your girl was, it's just one of them days. And it was a tough one, right? But I had to set myself up to surrender, right? I had to set myself up to surrender. These cards are big as hell, but I'm going to still do it. Pay attention to the signs. And that's what it says, speak up. You got to open up about something that's bothering you. And you got to speak up about it. You got to be brave enough to tackle that shit head on. Right? You got to be brave enough to tackle that shit head on. Pay attention to what is coming up. Don't think nothing is too far-fetched. And put yourself in a position to be able to listen, to be still, to feel. Oftentimes we can't hear God speaking because we're trying to do everything except for, tap in. So it's a point of really putting yourself in alignment. Thank you, Spirit. Sun is going down. Just give us one intuition insight. Notice we got number 39, so we know 3 and 9 is what? That's a 12 going into a 3. And we on Mercury Day. Notice musical messages, well-timed songs playing randomly. When you walk into a room, browse in the store, or turn on the radio, may not be random. Hearing a tune that holds special meaning for you or that reminds you of a departed loved one is synchronistic, intuitive guidance. Spirit conducts your sixth sense symphony. So, pay attention, listen. The way that I know for me, the way that I hear God is through music. That's one of my things, right? Clairaudience. So maybe for you, Music may be how God is going to speak to you. Again, I'm looking at pay attention. These signs can be subtle, and these can be some that you cannot miss. But what does it say? Listen. So pay attention whether you were driving in the car, whether you hear somebody else singing a tune, and it's like, yo, that could be the exact guidance. Musical, notice musical messages. I've been singing throughout this video, right? That's my thing. Spirit always talking to me through music. I've been doing that since I was a child. I didn't even know what that was, right? It says, pay more attention to the songs you hear randomly. Music is known as the most emotional art form, as just as a few notes or lines of a song can be immediately invoking, and it can invoke strong feelings within us. Babies can start crying during the emotional parts of a pop ballad, for example, even though they cannot understand the lyrics. People such as empaths who are strong and clairsentient, or the feeling psychic pathway, can be especially moved energetically and emotionally by music. Pulling this card is a nudge from spirit that you're receiving more divine guidance as musical messages now. The meaning could be literal, like a song talking about taking a risk that pays off, coming on the radio right when you're thinking of devoting yourself full time or to your side hustle. Or meaning could be more personal, like going to a restaurant with a family after your grandmother's funeral and having her favorite song play over a speaker as your party is seated. Spirit is DJing a divine playlist for you now. And the page number is 88. You see that? 88. So pay attention. I literally just said try to figure out how it is that spirit will connect with you and what pops up. Notice musical messages. Pay attention to the sounds, the sounds, the songs, the tunes that are around you. And they will be the divine message that you are searching for, right? We're gonna do uno más, uno más, uno más, uno más. Oh, grief. 29. I couldn't even shuffle the damn cards good, but that's all right. We're gonna take it. 29. That's giving an 11. That's giving a 2. 11 is a master number, right? That's giving reducing down to a 2. That's bringing balance. Now is the time to release the grief of anything that you may be holding on to, that resentment, that rejection. Now is the time that I'm saying, lay it down by the riverside. I just heard down by the riverside. May need to take you a spiritual bath, get in some water. You see, she's under the night sky. She's under the moon. May need to go and have a nice cry under the moon. Take your journal, write down some stuff to get to the roots of why this rejection may be hidden for you, why you can't get past it. And realize that rejection does come in all forms, and realize where it is keeping you stuck and it is keeping you stagnant. Right? So I'm going to read this one. Where's she at? Where my book at? Thank you, Spirit. 29. So Igbo, she's Igbo, Nigeria, okay? And she's of the earth element. And ancient earth mother Allah is the foremost Igbo Alusi deity. Goddess Allah, I'm not sure if I'm saying it right, but oversees motherhood, fertility, and the afterlife. After death, humans return to the womb of her, replanted in the soul to reincarnate. Her guidance is give your spirit your grief, bawl it out, wail it out, cry it out, sob, shriek, shed tears, surrender it. You are holding unprocessed grief. You want to skip over it and get back to normal, but grief doesn't go away because you ignore it. The only way to healing is to walk through it. Losing a loved one is the ultimate heartbreak, but you also experience grief after breakups, job loss, and disappointments. Self-love and self-care are required. Ask for support. Be gentle with yourself. Your declaration is, I am supported by my loved ones, those who are seen and those who are unseen. What I say, you are divinely supported, right? Make sure that you are in alignment with those beings who are physical, right? And they're here and they are going to be able to reciprocate and allow you to be safe. They're not going to reject you, right? Or take it to your altar, take it to your ancestors. But what did I just say? Release it, this grief, whatever it is that you are holding on to. Let it go, let it go. Put your space in a put yourself maybe give offerings. I heard give offerings. May need to give some offerings. Go out to the park. Go give some offerings to the park, or give to someone. You never know who is an angel in disguise. Often we will sit up there and judge people based off first impression and how they look, and you don't know who that is, right? But put yourself in a place to listen with these musical notes, with these songs that are coming up. Notice musical messages. I am supported by my loved ones, those who are seen and those who are unseen. Baby, greatest trick they done played on us was having us thinking that shit, the only ancestor that we're allowed to pray to or worship or call on is Jesus. That don't make no sense. We're going to ask for a mudra that best suits the energy for right now. We're going to ask for a mudra. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you for letting the cards display exactly what it is that I had on my heart to say. I am grateful. Look what's at the bottom of this deck. Worthiness. You are worthy. 14, that's the 5. Change. You see how those cups are overflowing and are filled? Baby, once you release, give it to God. Surrender to it. Once you release, you will see the overflow. You will see the overflow. Make peace with what has happened. A lot of us have experienced rejection from birth, from early ages, right? But it's time to be made over. It's time to be made over. What mudra do you have for us right now? Damn, okay. Inner sense. Inner sense mudra. Hello, hello. Greetings to whoever just hopped in here. Inner sense. You have a 1 going into a 6, right? Inner sense. This mudra provides, it assists with clarity, senses, inner peace. What did I just say? Make peace with what has happened. The benefits reduces sensory overload and aids assimilation of life experiences. Assists abdominal breathing, calms the nervous system, supports the urinary and eliminatory systems. The element is water. So this is tapping into your emotions. This is that sacral energy, right? This is tapping into your feelings. What did we just talk about? Give it over to God. Let it go. Pay attention. Open up. Speak up. Feel. Feel that shit. Let it go. You're going to bring the hands together and interlace the fingers on the outside with the palms touching. Extend the pinky and index fingers straight out with the pads of the 2 fingers touching. Rest the forearms onto the belly with the fingers pointed outward. Relax the shoulders down. Your focus is inner sensing guides me to greater understanding. I said earlier, if you were in a space of not being able to not know how to read or understand what it is that, you know, that spirit is trying to convey to you, whatever the message is, right? With that, you're going to bring your hands together like so, like this. Okay? We got it like this. We point these joints out and we are resting. We're putting our hands right in front of our belly with our fingers pointed outward. And as you relax your shoulders and as you focus on your breath, you are going to repeat inner sensing, inner sensing guides me to greater understanding. What did I say earlier? Tap into your inner guidance system. Tap into that divine energy that is within you, that is residing with you, that is wanting to come out. That is, it's not wanting to come out, it's already coming out. It just wants you to be able to listen to it, right? It assists with clarity, being able to give you peace of mind, being able to see things. A lot of things I just heard, I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. Some of you have been weathering lots of storms, storm after storm after storm, and you're just trying to figure out why isn't this thing working, right? Like that's a seven. Seven represents that's like psychic abilities, right? That's a spiritual connection. It is important for you to get in the space of having this connection with you and your IGS, your inner guided system, your inner God, right? Again, you're going to repeat inner sensing guides me to greater understanding. God, and then look what's here. Stop playing with me. 31, that's a foe. Working on that foundation. Communication is bringing in new beginnings. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Earth element. Getting grounded, right? Getting grounded. Having an open heart with arms wide open. Open yourself up. Free yourself up. Free yourself up. Release the baggage. Like a lady, you gon' miss your bus. You can't hurry up, 'cause you got too much stuff. Pack lights. Ooh, ooh. At this time, we're getting ready to go into fall, right? Fall is that shedding season, that shedding period. So pay attention to the things that are, that are wanting to be released, that are wanting to be shed. It's time to release all of that. It's time to put yourself in the space of all I do is win, win, win. But you can't do that if you keep, holding on to those L's or what you perceive to be as L's. Nothing is ever really a loss. Nothing is ever a loss. Because how we said in the beginning, what is for you is for you. Don't let this world defeat you. You've come here to experience, to have fun, to be in the world, but not of the world, right? Don't let this place consume you, because that's what it's designed to do. So remember who you are, stand in your light, stand in your power. Embrace the dark too, because a lot of people be forgetting about that. Embrace the dark and know when it's time to be light and when it's time to be dark, because there's a time and a place for everything, right? I just got the notion to look and see, when will you see some real quick. When will you see some clarity? If you start actively doing the work and showing up for yourself, when will you start to see some clarity, or you start to feel a little bit lighter? Feel lighter after addressing this rejection and moving forward. Sooner than expected. You see that? Baby, that light. Sooner than expected. You will see shift turn around once you start to shift. It's those quantum leaps, taking those small necessary measures to get yourself more and more in alignment to where it is you desire to be, right? sooner than expected, you will start to see a turnaround. But you got to set yourself up for that. Remember, faith without works is dead. God speaking to you, giving you the messages. Do what you can. Don't try to overdo it. Sometimes things can't turn over in our favor overnight. But sometimes there's some things that need great work, time, and attention and effort. So just know that you got this. You are worthy. You are worthy. I love you. Peace.